Hi, today we're going to talk about the 4 to 20 milliamp output, in this case from the Myron L 722 controller to control an LMI B9 pump. The basis upon which the 4 to 20 milliamp output operates is in respect to pH. At 0 pH units you have 4 milliamps, at 14 pH units you have 20 milliamps. And so at 7, the midway point in pH would equate to 12 milliamps in the 4 to 20 milliamp signal. We're going to look at a scenario in just a moment where we have a process that tends to be caustic. In other words, it tends to be on this side of the pH scale. To counteract that, we'll be pumping acid at a higher rate the further it deviates from our desired set point, and then slow down so we don't overshoot the desired set point. Let's take a look and see how we do that now. So let's now simulate a situation where we're going to see a rising pH, and we will treat this with the pumping of acid to lower the pH back down to our desired set point of 7.0 or neutral pH. When we have a rise and lowering in pH, we also have a change in the value of the 4 to 20 milliamp signal on a linear basis. So as we go up in pH, becoming more alkaline, the 4 to 20 milliamp signal increases. Conversely, as we pump, in this case, acid to lower the pH back down to 7, the 4 to 20 milliamp signal will reduce in value. So let's simulate that right now with, first of all, setting that at the current time, at this present time, we have it at 7 pH. We're now going to move from 7 pH, simulating a highly alkaline situation where we have a reading of 10 pH. You can hear the pump responding accordingly. It's picked up in speed quite a bit. And on our Myron L controller, you can see that we're right at 10 pH units. As we pump acid from the LMI pump into the system, we will see a lowering in pH back down to 7. And in this case, the pump will slow down or be paced by the controller. And we can see the value of the pH on the Myron L controller settling back down toward a pH of 7. I think it would be interesting for us to look at how the controller communicates with the pump. The LMI pump has an optional 8-wire cable, which we're using in this case, and we're using the green and the violet wires only. The other wires are not used. Typically they're used for powering other equipment, alarm outputs, or flow pacing input. In this case, neither one of those is needed. So we'll simply look at our 3 terminal block points, which are SO, PO, and PI. SO is the signal into which the violet wire is placed, secured. The next is PO and PI. We've chosen in this case to use PO because the controller is powering the 4 to 20 milliamp signal. If that were not the case, the PI would be used if you had an independent supply for the 4 to 20 milliamp signal.